Top of the year. Let's get it. All right. Now, I know all of us have set goals and aspirations, but there are three primary areas I want to give you today that I want you to focus on. Write the goals down and take them not for the whole year, but month by month, week by week, day by day. Okay. All right. The three primary areas fall under these categories: external, your physical and your relational relationships; internal, mental, emotional, spiritual. And then the third category is the world, your contribution and your financial areas. Really quick, let's dive in and give you a couple of pointers for each of those areas where you can transform and begin to open up. Number one, being aware of those areas is the best place to begin. We often narrow our goals down to certain items or things without taking in consideration all the other elements that it's going to take for us to build for them to manifest. For example, if we take our external, our physical world, well, number one, I'm going to start talking about nutrition and getting your body moving, exercising, even if it's at home. One of my favorites are butt naked exercises. What do you mean butt naked exercises? I mean things like push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, squats, lunges, things that you can do getting out the bed without having to put on any workout clothes. Then, of course, you can go for a walk, but get it together this year. Don't waste time focusing on other things, because you might have the money, but if you can't move and groove or be flexible and pliable, what are you going to do for the people around you when it's time to play? Relational. Now, that's an area where a lot of us, we go quiet or we get silent, or maybe we are over as an extrovert and we spend all of our time out and making things happen. Here's what I want you to think about. They've said for years, I don't know if it's true, but my top 5 people are amazing. They say you are the average of the top 5 people around you. Here's what I want you to focus on for this year. I want you to focus on 5 families. Now, what I mean by that is, who are your 5 people in your life? I want you to take them and their significant other or child and keep them in consideration, right? Because they're a part of your world. So focus on your 5 this year and really build deeper relationships with them. For me, last year, that included being a lot more vulnerable with my 5. But that has brought a deeper connection between all of us. And so I invite you to do the same. Now let's go internal really quickly. Mentally, what book are you going to read? Audiobook, YouTube video series, not just a 15-minute video, which is good. I want you to identify a book, at least one book you're going to read this year. Now, for those of you who are more, let's say you are super excited, you're like super eager and hungry, you're going to probably read a book a month, aren't you? Let's do it. Send your recommendations to your 5 and share them on your social media. It's going to help people discover a little bit more about you, but also corral people to support you as you continue to develop your mental. Emotional. Now, that's a really tricky area, but one that we must turn on. I know for men, we tend to hide our emotions. I'm going to tell you this. If you have people in your life who can't express or accept you being vulnerable, get rid of them. They don't belong there, because that part of our area allows us to more fully express who we are on this planet. Living in a westernized civilization, good God, we don't even talk about emotions because we want to spend more on what you can do or how much money you got in the bank. And while those things are good, where are you in the process? It's critical. One of my best friends, one of my 5, he said to me last year, Marquise, did you know that only 15% of men have a confidant? Scary. Most of us are running around here chasing and trying to prove, but we're dying on the inside. So take care of your emotional. And then lastly, spiritual. Man, that's a phenomenal one. Who you are, where you come from, your God connect, and what that's like. For me, that's been amazing lately because I've been learning more than what religion has taught me. I know some of you have a relationship and all that. I'm not getting into any of that. What I'm discovering is that my spiritual world is much deeper, much broader, and I'm having to dig deeper to understand and expand, not from the construct of just more information, but from the construct of access to the power that's available within me and through me, so that it actually shows up in my life and in the life of the people that I love. Now, lastly, outwardly, that was the third category. Contribution. You are here not just for you. I'm just saying, because in our society, it's mostly me, right? That's what we do. And so even though your New Year's resolution is about me, I want to remind you, it ain't about you. While it is about you, it's because you have to show up, because you're all part of this organism we call humanity, and your role is to help others by you showing up in yours. It's a trade-off. There's interdependence. You can't get around it. We are interdependent. And the whole ideology that you're not is all ego, fallacy, and your fastest way to death. You won't be remembered. You'll buy some toys, you'll have some fun, but you won't be remembered because it's contribution to society that leaves the greatest impact. Last but not least, financial. Man, we live in a time now where getting our financial house in order is not necessarily easier, but because we have access to more tools and more possibilities, it's doable. Please take the time to dig deep, grow your bank account, grow your assets, but not by just acquiring more, but more importantly, by utilizing what you already have and making it work effectively. One of the things that I took on over the last year was letting go of more, having less for more opportunity to travel, to expand, and do other things that were important to me. So I don't know what that looks like for you, but those three areas of life you've got to tap into. So check your New Year's resolutions list, look at your monthly goals, look at your weekly goals and your daily goals, and begin to incorporate these 7 areas. As a matter of fact, if you find it overwhelming, just take one a day and spend 15 minutes on it to expand it. Happy New Year. Let's do this.